If you've ever dreamed of getting approved for the highest limits and loan amounts with the best payment terms and lowest interest rates, even if you've been denied before, then this might be the most important video you'll ever watch. Hi, I'm Dan Sanfilippo, founder of Black Belt Business Strategies. Would you believe just a few years ago, I saw so many talented business owners and professionals stuck in an interest rate chokehold, feeling like the dream of financial freedom and stress-free funding was out of reach? I've been there too, but what I discovered was life-changing. There's a hidden power in your credit and financial profile that goes way beyond your score. And today, I'm proud to say that I've helped thousands of clients optimize their credit and funding profiles to unlock six figures in funding potential and save hundreds of thousands in interest payments. Some were doctors, some were dentists, some were lawyers, surgeons, restaurant owners, any kind of business owner you can imagine with 780 plus credit scores, still getting denied for loans. Others were paying sky-high interest rates, unsure how to negotiate better terms. Now, they're expanding their businesses, buying commercial real estate, and enjoying the financial freedom they deserve. If they can do it, trust me, so can you. And while I'm proud of my personal success, what truly excites me is seeing how my funding, proprietary credit and funding mastery transformation system has helped others achieve their dreams. If you've ever felt stuck, overwhelmed, or frustrated by credit denials and high interest rates, this might be the most important video you'll ever watch. As promised, in this free training, I'm going to reveal 3 insider secrets that have not only transformed my clients' lives, but can completely change yours too. Stick with me, because over the next few minutes, you'll learn the real reason your 780 credit score isn't getting you approved. It has nothing to do with your score. Why credit lends to like credit and how to use this principle to unlock hidden approval power. And the 5-step credit and funding mastery blueprint to optimize your credit and financial profile and save up to $250K in interest rate payments. And yes, I'll show you how you can do all of this, even if you've been denied before or have no idea where to start. Are you ready to unlock your credit's hidden potential? Let's jump in. The 5 steps to optimize your credit and financial profile for optimal funding. The paradigm shift. Most people believe that a high credit score is the key to getting approved for loans and credit. However, your credit score is just one piece of the puzzle. There are 5 critical steps you need to take to optimize your credit and financial profile for optimal funding. Many business owners and professionals have good credit scores, but still get denied for loans or credit. They're frustrated, confused, wondering what they're doing wrong. The truth is, lenders look at much more than just your credit score when making approval decisions. The key to unlocking your true borrowing potential is to focus on optimizing these 5 critical factors on your credit profile. In our credit and funding mastery transformation system, you'll experience 1. Limiting your hard inquiries to no more than 4 in the last 6 months for improved approval odds. 2. Keeping your credit card balances under 33% utilization on the reporting days for a healthier credit profile. 3. Maintaining at least 5 open accounts to avoid a thin credit profile that hinders approvals. 4. Limiting new account openings to no more than 2 in the last 12 months to demonstrate stability to lenders. And 5. Ensuring that you have at least 1 trade line that's 10 years old or older, or 1 account that's 10 years old or older with established credit history. This credit and funding optimization approach is universally effective. It works for all types of funding, from business loans to personal mortgages. It's not about gaming the system, but presenting your credit profile in the best light. Even with a few credit blemishes, you can still get approved by focusing on these key factors. By implementing this strategy, you'll be well on your way to getting the funding you need at the best possible terms. If something's already stirring in your spirit, don't wait. Book your $995 consultation call now to identify specific strategies to optimize your credit and financial profile, lower interest rates, and increase your borrowing power. If we can't find at least 3 ways to improve your credit and financial situation, I'll refund your fee on the spot. Click the button below and let's talk. Understanding how credit lends to like credit. Most people think that having a high credit score is enough to get approved for any type of credit. However, the reality is that credit lends to like credit. In other words, the type of credit you have is just as important as your credit score. Many business owners and professionals have a high credit score, but a thin credit profile. They may have 1 or 2 credit cards with low limits, but no other types of credit. This can make it difficult to get approved for larger loans or higher credit card limits, even with a good credit score. The key to building a strong credit and funding profile that lends to like credit is to focus on diversifying your credit mix with high limits and different loan types. In our credit and funding mastery transformation system, you'll learn practical strategies aiming for credit card limits of $5,000 or more, rather than settling for low limit credit cards. Adding an auto loan or personal loan to your credit report to demonstrate diverse credit management. Securing a mortgage, the ultimate form of credit that lends to like credit for large loan approvals. Building a diverse credit profile with high limits and different loan types to access the funding you need. When you build a credit and financial profile that lends to like credit, you'll experience stronger positioning to get approved for the large funding amounts you need to grow your business. Increased likelihood of approval for higher limit cards, lines of credit, auto loans, equipment loans, mortgages, you name it. Ability to access funding opportunities that were previously out of reach due to a thin credit profile. Greater confidence and peace of mind knowing your credit and financial profile is optimized for your funding goals. If what you've heard so far is resonating, don't let the moment pass. Book your $995 consultation call now to identify specific strategies to build a credit and financial profile that lends to like credit and unlocks your full borrowing potential. If we can't find at least 3 ways to improve your credit and/or financial situation, I'll refund your fee on the spot. Part 4, what the ideal credit profile structure for funding looks like. Most people think that having a high credit score is the ultimate goal when it comes to building credit. However, the ideal credit profile structure for funding goes beyond just having a good score. It's about having the right mix of credit accounts and a solid credit history that signals to lenders you're a safe bet for large loans. Here's the problem. Many business owners and professionals with excellent credit scores and good revenue still struggle to get approved for the funding they need. They don't understand why their 750 plus credit scores aren't opening doors to the best rates and highest limits. The reality is that lenders are looking at your entire credit and financial profile structure, not just a 3-digit number. But here's the solution. The key to creating an optimal credit and funding profile that gets approved every time is to build a strategically balanced credit and financial portfolio that mimics successful borrowers. In our credit and funding mastery transformation system, you'll discover how to structure your credit cards with at least 5 accounts, including a mix of primary trade lines and authorized user accounts with at least one $5,000 limit card and it's at least 10 years old or older. Incorporate installment loans strategically to demonstrate your ability to manage fixed monthly payments. Leverage mortgage accounts as the ultimate credit building tool that signals to lenders your ability to handle major financial commitments. Ensure your credit profile has sufficient age with, again, at least one account that's 10 years old or older to show long-term responsibility. When you optimize your credit profile structure according to this blueprint, you'll experience dramatically higher approval rates for premium funding opportunities previously out of reach, significantly lower interest rates that can save you hundreds of thousands of dollars over your lifetime, greater negotiating power with lenders who now see you as a preferred borrower. The confidence that comes from knowing your credit and financial profile is perfectly structured to open financial doors that you choose. The strategies I've shown you today are transformational, but they're just the beginning. Book your $995 consultation call now, and let's build your personalized credit and funding optimization roadmap together. If I can't identify at least 3 specific ways to improve your credit and financial profile structure, I'll refund your consultation fee immediately. Your financial freedom is just one decision away. Click the button below to secure your spot. Vince, from loan denials to $216,000 in profit. Vince was a successful business owner with a solid reputation in his industry, but he had a frustrating problem that was limiting his growth potential. Despite having what most would consider a good credit score, he kept getting denied for funding he needed to scale his business to the next level. Each rejection left him feeling more discouraged and more confused. He couldn't understand why his decent credit score wasn't opening doors to the capital he needed. Banks were either turning him down completely or offering him terms with interest rates so high they would eat away most of his profit margins. When Vince came to us for help, we immediately dove into his credit and financial profile using my 5-step credit and funding mastery framework. The diagnosis was clear. Despite his good credit score, his credit and financial profile had structural weaknesses that were sending red flags to lenders. His utilization was too high on the reporting days. He had too many recent inquiries, and his credit mix wasn't signaling to the lenders that he could even handle larger loans. We implemented a complete credit and financial profile optimization strategy. First, we restructured his credit card payment timing to ensure the utilization was under 33% on the reporting dates on the credit report, not in his app. Then we strategically added to the right mix of credit accounts to demonstrate his ability to manage diverse credit types. And then finally, we leveraged his longest standing account to showcase his history of responsible credit management. Within just a few months, Vince's credit and financial profile was completely transformed. He went from getting denied to securing a $500,000 business loan at competitive interest rate, a loan amount that previously to him seemed out of reach, impossible. With this new capital, he was able to execute on a perfect property deal that had been sitting on his radar for months. The transformation in Vince's business was remarkable. With the proper funding in place, his perfect deal generated a stunning $216,000 in profit, money that would have been left on the table if he hadn't optimized his credit and financial profile. But the impact went far beyond just that one single deal. With his newly optimized credit and financial profile, Vince gained access to a steady stream of funding opportunities at favorable rates. His business was able to scale rapidly, taking on larger projects that were previously out of reach. Within the first year, his revenue doubled, and by the second year, it had tripled. The financial stress that had been weighing him down disappeared. Instead of lying awake at night worrying about cash flow, He was planning his next expansion moves with confidence. He finally took his family on that dream vacation they'd been postponing for years. And for the first time in his entrepreneurial journey, he felt truly in control of his financial destiny. Vince's story reveals something critically important. Your credit profile is much more than just a score. It's a complex financial DNA that either opens or closes doors to life-changing opportunities. By understanding and optimizing all 5 critical components of his credit profile and his financial structure, not just focusing on his score, Vince transformed a frustrating limitation into a powerful business asset. The difference between getting denied and getting approved for $500,000 wasn't about working harder in his business or increasing his income. It was about strategically restructuring his credit and financial profile to speak the language that the lenders understand and respect. Imagine if you could transform your credit and financial profile from a frustrating barrier into a powerful asset that opens doors to the funding you need exactly when you need it. Imagine walking into the lender meetings with complete confidence, knowing your profile has been optimized to send all the right signals, regardless of past denials or challenges. Imagine what you could achieve in your business or personal financial goals if access to capital at favorable terms was never again a limiting factor. This isn't just a dream. It's exactly what my credit and funding mastery transformation system makes possible. If Vince could turn his credit and financial profile around and leverage it to create $216,000 in profit, just think about what you could do with the right credit and financial optimization strategy. Part 6, case study number 2. Ben was a dedicated real estate investor who had built a modest house flipping business over several years. While he was making progress, his growth had plateaued because he simply couldn't access the level of funding needed to take on more lucrative opportunities in premium neighborhoods. Though his credit score was respectable, hovering around 760, Ben found himself stuck in a frustrating cycle. Lenders would approve him for smaller loan amounts in $150,000 to $200,000 range. But whenever he applied for the bigger funding he needed to break into luxury property flips, he kept hitting the ceiling. The problem wasn't his business acumen or his track record of successful flips. It was that his credit and financial profile wasn't structured to support the level of borrowing he needed to reach the next tier of his business. When Ben first reached out to us, he was close to giving up on his dream of scaling his flipping business. He couldn't understand why his excellent credit score wasn't translating into the funding approvals he needed. After reviewing his credit and financial profile, we identified the core issues immediately. While Ben had several credit cards, they all had relatively low limits under $3,000. He had no installment loans on his profile, and none of his accounts were more than 5 years old. In essence, his credit profile wasn't lending to like credit. It wasn't signaling to lenders that he could handle the larger loan amounts he was seeking, regardless of his revenue. We implemented my 5-step credit and financial funding mastery blueprint to completely restructure his credit and financial profile. We focused on increasing his existing credit card limits, strategically adding an authorized user with accounts that had high limits and that was 10 years old or older, incorporating the right mix of installment loans to demonstrate his ability to manage diverse credit types. The results were nothing short of transformational. Within just a few months of optimizing his credit and financial profile, Ben secured a $1 million line of credit at prime interest rate, something that had just seemed impossible in just a short time before. With this newfound access to capital, Ben was able to purchase a luxury property in an exclusive neighborhood that required significant renovation. Because he wasn't constrained by limited funding, he could execute a complete high-end remodel of that maximized property value. When he sold the property, it generated an incredible $270,000 in profit, more than double what he had ever made on a single flip before. This success created a cascade effect in Ben's business and personal life. He was finally able to pay off his personal mortgage, establishing complete financial freedom for his family. He created college funds for his children, removing a significant source of future stress from his life. And perhaps most importantly, he gained the confidence that comes from knowing he had broken through his financial ceiling. Within 18 months of optimizing his credit and financial profile, Ben had scaled his flipping business to handling multiple luxury properties simultaneously, building wealth at a pace he had previously only dreamed about. Ben's story illuminates a crucial truth. The structure and composition of your credit and financial profile matters far more than your raw score when it comes to accessing significant funding. A 760 score with the wrong credit or financial profile structure will get you denied, while a properly optimized credit and financial profile can unlock millions in funding potential. The key was understanding that credit lends to like credit. To get approved for large loans, your credit and financial profile needs to demonstrate that you can responsibly handle similar levels of funding. By strategically restructuring his credit and financial profile to align with his principal goal, and with this principle, Ben transformed his borrowing power and consequently his entire financial future. Imagine if the funding limitations that have been holding back your biggest dreams suddenly just disappeared. Imagine if instead of being denied for the capital you need, lenders were competing to offer you their best terms. Imagine the opportunities you could pursue if you had access to $500,000 or $1 million or even more in funding at prime interest rates. What would that mean for your business growth, your real estate portfolio, your family's financial security? This isn't a fantasy. It's the reality that becomes possible when you optimize your credit and financial profile using the proven strategies in my credit and funding mastery transformation system. Ben was able to more than double his per project profits and completely transform his financial situation by implementing these exact principles. The same opportunity is available to you right now. Your credit and financial profile can either be a barrier that keeps you stuck where you are, or it can be the bridge that carries you to the financial future you desire. The choice and the power is yours. Case study number 3, Andrea and Carly. From loan rejection to a $116,000 profit and their dream business. Andrea and Carly were a young couple with big entrepreneurial dreams. For years, they had envisioned opening their own high-end boutique in the heart of the city. Despite having decent credit scores in the low 700s, every time they applied for a business loan, they were either flatly denied or offered terms with interest rates so high they would have made their business model completely unsustainable. Each rejection left them just more discouraged and confused about why they couldn't secure the capital they needed to launch their vision. When they came to us for help, the problem became clear immediately. While their credit scores weren't terrible, their credit profile structure and their financial structure was weak. They each had only 2 credit cards with low limits under $2,000. They had no installment loans, no mortgage, and their oldest accounts were barely 4 years old. From a lender's perspective on the credit side of things, that profile simply didn't demonstrate the ability to handle a significant business loan. We immediately implemented my 5-step credit and funding mastery transformation blueprint to transform their credit and financial profiles. First, we worked on strategically adding the right mix of primary trade lines and authorized user accounts to strengthen their credit diversity. We carefully timed their credit card payments to ensure optimal utilization reporting on the credit report. We also incorporated a specific installment loan to demonstrate their ability to manage fixed monthly payments. And within just a few months of implementing these strategic changes, Andrea and Carly's credit profiles and financial structure completely transformed. The difference was night and day. When they reapplied for funding, they secured a $250,000 business loan at an interest rate they previously couldn't have imagined possible, 4.5% lower than they had been offered before. That's huge. That is a huge savings. This wasn't about gaming the system. It was about presenting their credit worthiness and their financial structure in the optimal way that lenders understand and respect. With their newfound access to capital on favorable terms, Andrea and Carly were finally able to launch the boutique they had been dreaming of for years. They secured the perfect location, stocked their store with high-quality inventory, and created the exact shopping experience that they had both envisioned. Their business took off faster than they had ever anticipated. Within the first year, they not only covered their operating expenses, but generated a profit of $116,000, allowing them to start repaying their loan ahead of schedule. By the end of the second year, they had expanded to a second location and doubled their revenue. But the impact went far beyond the financial results. Andrea and Carly experienced a profound transformation in their quality of life and sense of possibility. The constant stress of financial limitation was replaced by the excitement of watching their vision become reality. They finally felt in control of their destiny rather than at the mercy of lenders' rejections. The freedom they gained allowed them to start planning for their future family, contribute to causes they cared about, and even take the first real vacation in 5 years. As Andrea told me, we went from feeling trapped by financial limitations to feeling like the world was open to us. Andrea and Carly's story demonstrates a crucial truth. Your ability to access the funding you need isn't determined by your raw credit score. It's determined by the strategic structure of your credit and financial profile. By understanding how lenders actually evaluate credit and financial worthiness beyond just a 3-digit score, Andrea and Carly were able to transform what had been their biggest obstacle into their greatest financial asset. The difference between rejection and approval wasn't about dramatically improving their scores. It was about optimizing the 5 critical elements of their credit profiles, optimizing their financial structure to speak the language that the lenders could understand. Their story shows that with the right credit and financial optimization strategy, the funding you need to achieve your dreams is within reach, even if you faced rejection in the past. Imagine if you could transform your credit and financial profile from a source of frustration and limitation into a powerful asset that opens doors to the funding you need. Imagine walking into a lender meeting with complete confidence, knowing your credit and financial profile has strategically been optimized to present your credit and financial worthiness in the best possible light. Imagine, what could you achieve in your business or financial goals if access to capital at favorable terms was never again a limiting factor? What dream have you put on hold because you couldn't access the funding you needed? Starting or expanding a business, investing in real estate, creating financial security for your family? Andrea and Carly's journey from rejection to a thriving $116,000 profit business shows that with the right credit and financial optimization strategy, those dreams aren't just possible, they're within your reach right now. Wow, we've covered a lot of ground in this training, haven't we? I hope by now you're starting to see just how powerful credit and financial optimization can be for unlocking your financial potential and achieving your dreams. You've seen the real world results. Vince's $216,000 profit on his perfect real estate deal, Ben's stunning $270,000 flip, Andrea and Carly's $116,000 profit that launched their dream business. These are real people, just like you, who use the exact strategies I've shared with you today to transform their financial lives. And here's the thing. If they can do it, so can you. I know it might feel intimidating to take that first step. I've been there myself, wondering if I could really make this work. But let me tell you, the financial freedom and peace of mind you desire are closer than you think. You don't need perfect credit, a financial degree, or a team of lawyers to make this work. All you need is the right system, the right guidance, and the willingness to take action. And that's exactly what I'm offering you today. By booking your $995 consultation call, you're taking the first step towards unlocking your credit and financials' hidden potential and accessing the funding you need to achieve your dreams. In just one call, we'll work together to identify specific strategies to optimize your credit and financial profile, lower your interest rates, and increase your borrowing power. And with my satisfaction guarantee, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. If we can't find at least 3 ways to improve your credit and financial situation, I'll refund your money on the spot. But I'm confident that won't happen because I've seen these strategies work time and time again for my clients. So the only question is, are you ready to take control of your financial future? Are you ready to stop letting credit denials and high interest rate debt hold you back from your dreams? Are you ready to join the ranks of successful entrepreneurs and professionals who have used these strategies to unlock their full financial potential? If so, then I invite you to click the button below and book your consultation now. Don't wait. Don't wait another day to start optimizing your credit and financial profile and accessing the funding you need. The financial freedom you deserve is just one click away. Book your call now and let's work together to make your financial dreams a reality. I can't wait to speak with you, and I'll help you unlock your credit and financials' hidden potential. Click the button now to get started. You'll be glad you did, I promise.